Hey, welcome back, guys. Today I thought I'd put up a video. Couple things. One is this is an Arch Linux install. It's a plain vanilla Arch that I installed using the Feliz installer, and I installed the XFCE desktop, which everything came out perfectly. I've got this interesting little wallpaper here. You've got to be very careful when you're installing Arch Linux. And so the little kitty cat needs to watch out that he don't get bit like I did a few weeks ago. So the Arch Linux install that I have right now is running perfectly. And when things are going good, there's no better Arch or Linux distribution than Arch. However, you have to be very careful. You see down here in the system tray, I've got my PAMAC icon telling me my system is up to date. And that's one thing you have to be really careful with. Review the updates just to make sure that you're comfortable. If there's a kernel update, you might want to be very careful. Any configuration options, be very careful. Application updates are usually okay. If you run into a problem with a single application, that's not as bad as not being able to boot your machine. So if you do go ahead and do an Arch Linux install, just be forewarned that you'll need to play it safe. Now, I am not going to use this as my daily driver. I am still using Ubuntu Mate, and I intend to stick with that for the foreseeable future. But as you know, I have quite a few distributions installed on an internal SSD on this machine. I'm gonna keep using all of them, but my daily driver that I trust is going to stay Ubuntu Mate. Now, just a note about my recent Mac OS El Capitan installed. I mentioned yesterday in the live stream that I couldn't get my video card, my new Pascal GTX 1050 Ti NVIDIA card. Couldn't get that to work properly. Now the install functions, but the graphics are a little choppy. I'm not really able to do anything beyond normal browsing and things like that. No gaming or anything. It just can't handle it. So I did some checking, and oddly enough, Apple released drivers along with NVIDIA for that whole series of Pascal cards. However, they've only released drivers for the newest version of Mac OS, which is Sierra. So this machine can't handle Sierra. It's not powerful enough. The CPU can't handle it. It's an i3. And so I'm stuck with El Capitan. So my choice, it boiled down to this. Do I change back to my original NVIDIA card, which worked fine? It had native drivers available for Mac, and I had no issues. Or do I sacrifice using Mac to keep my higher performance card in that I just purchased? The answer to that question is, since the card works fine in Linux and Windows, I'm going to sacrifice Mac OS on this particular machine. I do have, on my primary machine, I do have Mac OS Sierra running, because that's an i7 processor, and I still have my iMac, my 2009 24-inch iMac, that still works fine, but that one cannot run Sierra. That one is maxed out at El Capitan. So I'm going to stick with Linux with my new video NVIDIA card. and I'll just sacrifice Mac OS for the time being on this particular machine. I'm going to leave it installed. I'm just not going to use it until they come out with native drivers. Okay, so today I thought I'd show you a new game that I happened to come across for Steam. It's an interesting game, and I'm going to pop it up in a minute. But I downloaded it, and they had it on sale, so I purchased it last night, and I downloaded it, and I have it running, and it's called Superhot. I'll pop it open and I'll walk you through a few sections or a few levels. Now, it starts off with kind of like an old type computer screen. And basically, this is a kind of a first-person shooter, but it's a strategy game also, because and it's hard to explain what it is, but I'll show you. Things don't happen. Time freezes until you move. So you can see move with WSAD keys and aim with the mouse. So if I move, and this guy's already done, I shot him. But as you can see, with my W key, I'm just moving forward a little. Time only moves when you move. So the objective is to get, now you can see there's a person coming down the stairs there. So I'm going to move towards that. But you have to be aware of your surroundings. And time only moves when you move. So as you can see, I've got two enemies coming, but they don't do anything unless I'm moving. You can see left click to shoot. So if I move, and you can see every time I move, they're moving. Now you can see his gun is coming up, so I have to aim and fire, and basically I'm going to get out of the way in case he gets a shot off. Now you can see he got a shot off, but I've sidestepped it, and it's going to be coming where I was standing. And I'm just moving my W key, hitting my W key to advance, and just try to use the time freeze to my advantage. So now you can see victim or enemy number 1 is down, and enemy number 2 is trying to get into position to get a shot off. He's moving, so I have to be careful where I shoot, because I kind of have to lead him with the bullet. So his gun is down, and he's not moving much. I'm going to get a shot off, and then I am going to sidestep. But okay, so now that was a little bit of a tutorial. So now I'm going to go pick up the gun, and that's left clicking. So I'm going to go over to the car trunk, and I have picked up the gun. Now you can see there are already 2 enemies approaching. So time is frozen right now, but I am going to move forward a little bit so I can get an idea of what they are trying to do. Now this guy here seems to be, since he's coming forward, I'm going to take a chance and see if I can take care of him. Now looks like I've hit him, but this second individual has no weapon. But I have to be careful because he's moving right to left. So I let him get closer. Now, as you can see, there's another individual approaching. And I am going to see if I can get a shot off. And as you can see, I've got another individual with a gun. And I'm going to have to hide behind something. So I'm going to okay, so he got me. And that's the concept of the game. You have to use time freezing to your advantage. Time only moves when you move, and it's a very, very difficult game, but there are a lot of levels to it, so it's pretty good bang for the buck. And you can see I shot one of them, but it doesn't appear that okay, so they're both down. Now I've got to worry about this guy. And he got off a shot and killed me. So that's the concept of that game. Now it's pretty interesting, and it's difficult. So I'm sure I'll have fun with that. It's called Superhot. It's available on Steam for Linux. It works perfectly, and I'm going to continue with that. And if that looks like something that you guys might be interested in, it's over at Steam, and it is available for Linux. So guys, that is it for this video. I just thought I'd bring you up to date on my Arch and Daily Driver situation. I will be doing a live stream this afternoon, and so hope you'll be around for that. Those are a lot of fun. So guys, thanks for stopping by the channel today. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Take care.